I kind of just gave him what anybody else would do, that kind of like, it's a library, like we're trying to study, thanks. And then it's the same thing 5 minutes later, but it's somebody else, I swear they're going through their whole families, just checking on everybody from the tsunami thing. I mean, I know, okay, that sounds horrible. Like, I feel bad for all the people affected by the tsunami.
Do you really? Do you really feel bad about the people who were affected by the tsunami? Why did you even bring up the tsunami? Why? Like, I know that sounds horrible, and I know, really, it sounds horrible, and yet you said it anyway. Why did you even bring that into you could have went on your whole tangent without even mentioning such a tragedy as the Japanese earthquakes, or the earthquakes in Japan. But you mentioned that anyway. Thousands of people died and lost their family members. Some people don't even know if their family members are alive yet, and you felt the need to bring that up. How disgusting and insensitive. Being the nice American girl your mama taught you to be. Did your mom teach you that too?
But if you're going to go call your address book, like, you might as well go outside, because if something is wrong, you might really freak out if you're in the library and everybody's quiet. Like, you seriously should go outside if you're going to do that. So, thanks for listening. That was my rant. Even if you're not Asian, you really shouldn't be on your cell phone in the library, but I've just never seen that happen before, so.
Because only Asian people talk on the phone in their library.
Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.
This is the culture that we live in. There are millions of Alexandra Wallaces, I think that's her name, in America. There's lots of political science, psychology, sociology majors, people who are designed to work in some type of human service or some type of societal institution or environment that lack cultural awareness, cultural sensitivity. I'm a counseling student. I'm a psychology major. And we have classes called diversity issues and ethical issues and all that jazz, stuff that's designed for us to raise our cultural awareness so we can be more sensitive and more effective in our field. And even in the class that I took, I felt the diversity class. By the end of it, I think there were still several students that were still stuck in their biased thinking and didn't want to accept the idea that they are people in the world or in America that daily face injustice and prejudice and bias and have to deal with people like Alexandra Wallace. People like Alexandra Wallace run our institutions, dominate them even. And yet, prejudice and injustice is just one big fragment of our little colored racial minority imaginations. Please, please, please try to educate yourself about people who are communities of people that are different than yours. Just, I've got so much running through my mind right now. That video really pissed me off. She really, really made me angry. Because nothing changes. It seems like nothing changes. People just continue to think like that, even when they get chastised for it. Because I bet you $1 million, and Miss Wallace, she very well may have had a cultural epiphany and truly understands what's wrong with her statement. But I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't. If she really doesn't understand what was offensive about her remarks. And I just wish people would take some time to, instead of being afraid or ignorant, to, just brushing other people off because they're different than them, a different church denomination or a different race or a different gender or a different sexuality or whatever different than me. Stop being so arrogant and egocentric with whatever your identity or whatever your community is. Stop being so selfish and egotistical about it and arrogant, acting like you're the best and acting like everybody should pay attention to you and you're entitled to have everybody paying attention to you. Everybody deserves to be validated. Everybody, no matter what your community or your culture is. Stop being arrogant. Stop being ignorant. And open yourself up and learn about these different people. Because at the end of the day, no matter what community we come from, no matter what our background is, no matter what our demographical information is, the color of our blood is the same. It's red. That is the bottom line. The color of the blood is the same. Whether you want to admit it or not, they are people too. Whoever that they is that you want to ostracize and avoid and ignore and want to be stereotypical towards and hateful towards and biased towards. They are the same. At the end of the day, flesh and bones. Just like you.